The minute's silence impeccably observed by all in the Indradrill Stadium for Her Majesty, and now the referee gets ready to kickstart this game. Scott Taggart will go in the coin toss with Andrew Steeves, and we will get this game underway. Alloa shooting from right to left into the railway end, and the Montrose young team have just turned up the gears a little bit. Is it a drum? I hope not. But we will get this game started.
From it, at least this game.
Batten the hatches, get the headphones on. Montrose have brought a drum. It will be Montrose to start us off, and it goes all the way back to goalkeeper Ross Sinclair, and he goes long. Well won by George Stanger and John Robertson as well. And David Devine. First real involvement, wins a foul, it just comes off the hand.
I've got to complain about the Montrose strip as well. It's actually impossible to see their numbers.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Really light pink with white numbers is perfect. And again, it's one of those ones where all the Montrose players go to the same barbers, apart from Sean Dillon, because they've all got the same haircut. But it's okay, we'll work it out as the game goes on. As Ross McKeever harries down and out for a goal kick. Ross McKeever is an interesting one. We spoke about him before we came on air. He had his best game of his loan spell against Montrose, 4 assists in that 4-1 win on the final day of the season. Some might be surprised to see him start though today, given his form, or maybe not form so much, but his performance in the last game and the options that we've got. But it's a start that makes sense for me personally.
It's a wee bit worrying for Hogarth. Sorry, back to Ross McKeever. He's probably the grease though that's provided all the goals for Alloa. He's still got a few assists, and as has been said, playing with him, the amount of flick-ons he wins, he's unbelievable. But yeah, maybe stacking the team with too many goal scorers would end up counterproductive, like I've left goals. But certainly a different sort of strike force when you've got Offord with Salmon.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how Kieran Offord does from the start. Like I said, when he came on against Clyde, that blistering pace really caused problems for an ageing Clyde backline, but we'll be eager to see how he can do straight from the start.
Difficult one to gauge as well today, because it's really attack versus defence. Alloa turn their games as outscoring the opposition, but no one does that to Montrose. They've been pretty solid so far. Just 2 goals conceded.
Just 2 goals conceded in the league. You could of course flip that stat and say they conceded 11 goals in the Premier Sports Cup.
They did sort of start their recruitment pretty late,
yeah,
to be fair.
That was going to be my counter point, as it's an awkward one across the box. It's bobbling about. It's going to be O'Donnell to clear it and Stanger to get his head on it. Still not away though, and Montrose skip forward with Brown. I think he's been penalised there. Maybe a high boot or showing studs from Skugel. It's going to Montrose's favour anyway. It's actually, I think it's a drop ball.
At the referee then, that was maybe my guess. I wasn't looking, so
It's Steeves to deliver. It's an awkward one for Johnson, but Taggart's out and clears it.
Nice to see him with the captain's armband as well, obviously. I think another player that would maybe get it. He's quite quiet, Kevin Collar, right enough, but just a long time servant that constantly is consistent.
Here's Offord, holding it up well, showing his strength.
He's done well, yeah.
He's done well, just...
I was surprised they didn't get the foul. Just knocked the ball away, and Montrose man not getting in on the ball.
Salmon is just offside. I think as well on Scott Taggart, it's nice to see him on the right hand side of a back three. We always kind of see him on the left, but it does give him the freedom to go forward if he wants to on his favoured right foot. We've never really had anyone to play that left centre half row apart from Andy Graham, so it looks like David Devine is going to slot in there. And David Devine is one with a point to prove as well. You know, he's He's in his final year of his contract at Motherwell. He's had a couple of loan spells that have been hampered by injury, so it's a big opportunity for him on a good stage to assert himself as a senior football player. It's not like one of these ones that we're taking that's a 17, 18-year-old kid.
Although I have to say, I'm not on board with the sleeves. He's got the Under Armour on already, and so is O'Donnell.
And so is Skugel.
Skugel is as well. Well, I can't say anything bad about Skugel because his dad's listening. So. We've not even spoken about Skugel being back in the team. It was the first start since he's
it's a big bonus. I think when Skugel came on against Clyde, you would have let him away with if he was rusty or if he was maybe getting up to speed. But he came on against Clyde and he looked so sharp. And then he's obviously been given some game time against St Johnstone as well, where he got on the score sheet. So this break has benefited him, I think, and hopefully this is him back with another run in the team fully fit. It's Montrose that are coming forward. It is that man Skugel that's tenacious as ever. Clears it.
Good work for Salmon as well. I'd say that he's mucked up.
Commentator's curse, and Montrose look to either way on the right hand side. It's eventually outnumbered by black and gold shirts, and here comes Salmon. Don't see this very often, dribbling with the ball, finds O'Donnell up to Offord. Surely a foul there. Steve's just bundles into the back of Kieran Offord.
I will say I don't mind that challenge for Steve's though. He's not shielded it well enough, and I think he's quite lucky to get away with it in Offord. But again, if he got away with it and it had a bit of space, I don't know if he can hit it for range. We'll see.
We'll find out, time will tell. Cameron O'Donnell might fancy one from range. It might be more suited to a cross, but it will be O'Donnell to take it. It's pretty tame and wide. And you can see the manager's not happy with that one. Although Cameron's not really listening. He is now. I think you're entitled to go for it, but I don't think you'll get many more opportunities.
To be fair, our free kicks so far this season have been pretty awful. The corners have been decent. Free kicks definitely leave something we wanted. The amount of times we've hit the wall or hit the first man, or in that case, it's just a pretty tame effort. He's another player that's. I think he's probably quite a spit for.
Yeah, obviously signed on last season, but wasn't quite set the league on fire.
And again, it's one of these signings you look at and say, "Oh, what a great signing for that level."
Yeah.
It had a massive impact. Obviously, just slotted into a solid enough Montrose team.
Salmon gets the flick on. It's asking quite a lot of O'Donnell though, and Alan will just see that out. Simple will kick starters, looking like Montrose want to play it short. So they'll toss it over to this near side and the goalkeeper will go long. Skugel. Well one from Skugel. Great intelligence and strength there. But Salmon just puts his hands on the back of Waddle. And talking about part-time deals, and Cameron O'Donnell signed a new deal to the end of next season. Kerr Waddle signed a deal to 2025. As there's definitely a trend in part-time lower league football that's seeing, I think you can see that in the summer transfer windows as well, less movement, more long-term contracts.
I think it's maybe a symptom just now is that football clubs are quite cash rich after COVID. We got a massive grant, or at least we did. But I think most teams weren't expecting anything, so that 150,000 that you get if you won, it's a big cash boost. So I think that's probably one of the reasons for the slow transfer window. Teams can afford to issue contracts. Because that's certainty before you're obviously just banking on a year, seeing how it goes and looking for loyalty at the end of that, which is bitten us more than once.
It's definitely changing the dynamics of windows. adding a bit more stability, which is something Alloa have never really struggled with too much, but it's nice to have players like Scugo and O'Donnell signed up for the next season, and I'm sure we'll probably see more players signed throughout the season as opposed to that big retained list come July.
I think most of these things are already agreed in principle before they're signed, sealed and delivered. I think the managers set a message by giving those contracts out as well. It's up to the players to play for that and secure their long-term future. It's now on the table.
It was good play from Johnson, but it was Stanger that intercepted it, and Allen will see that one out of the other side for a corner kick for his team. Johnson just plants himself on Hogarth's toes, and we await the delivery. Comes in. Well won by Salmon, flicks it on, and Stanger, good turn of pace, keeps it in.
Still the line, perfect.
Yeah, you're always backing him in any sort of battle like that, but his pass is a bit to be desired, and Montrose gain possession once more with Milne.
If there's one criticism you can say about Alloa so far, they struggle to sort of keep the ball. Where maybe rushing these long balls forwards, not picking the right options, and it tends to come back to bite us there as it's a lot of Scugo.
Yeah.
Again, we just kind of get that ball under control, as you can see, it's back in Montrose's hands.
It's good desire from Scugo and McKeever, but just not quite falling for them yet, and Gardyne knocks it into the box for Brown. Here we go, can Alloa keep possession, offered, clipped again, gets him 1-3 fouls in the opening 5 or so minutes.
I said this at the bike, but he was sitting on the bench with his top off, and you can see he's a regular gym goer, he's just all muscle, just a wee boy right enough, but
he's quite stocky, he's like
very
stocky, yeah, and he uses his strength well. For someone who's 18 years old, you know, sometimes when you take these young 18-year-olds on loan, you get boys, like, I'm sure Offord's got a lot of physical development to do, but no, I agree with you, he's been hitting the gym, he looks strong.
And he's been called up as well, he's an under-19s.
Well, it's a good ball from O'Donnell, well played, is cleared though, and he's late there, O'Donnell, and might just get a wee talking to it.
He has been on 2 years a game,
Certainly been involved anyway. Back out on the left-hand side, and I'm sure for him, with the kind of on and off Alloa he's had so far, he'll just be happy to play anywhere, whether it's centre mid, left back, left wing. This is a decent run of games that he's getting.
Especially if you think a year ago how much difference it is, because he was not getting a look in under Barry Ferguson before, just 5 or 10 minutes at the end. Barry very much wanted to rely on his senior players and his experienced players.
There's Gardyne clipping it forward. Gets it back, fancies the shot. It's not far away, it's come off the side netting. Hogarth was planted. It's wide of the post.
Just knocked the post on the way past as well. Second look at it. Very, very close. I'll back Hogarth and say had it covered.
Well won by McKeever, and Salmon helps it on to Offord.
Just half a yard. Just if we could get that toe and then something would have opened up.
Well done from Mitch Gardyne, and now Johnson on the right hand side. You can see why this Montrose defence don't concede many goals. They do look well organised and marshalled between Waddle and Dillon, and you can see there what the likes of Matty Allen and Andrew Steeves are comfortable in the ball. They'll take it off their defenders, their goalkeeper.
Yeah. The thing with that, and we've seen it at Alloa, it does mean your play can get awfully slow. We'll see how they do. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, it tends to become predictable. The passes forward. certain teams that play on the break-up, maybe say Edinburgh City seem to be the ones that are excellent. They just mopped up everything at the back and they obviously get a bit of pace. John Roberts, a bit of strength as well. Uzi C on the break. It's not really the team that Montrose have got. They always struggle for a striker. McAllister's got a bit of go, but today it's going to be interesting to see what they've got up front.
Yeah, you're probably looking at Matty Wright. He's been on the score sheet the last couple of weeks. Their top goal scorer is actually on the bench in Blair Lyons. He's got 3 goals, although I think all 3 of them. No, all 3 of them are against Fraserburgh.
Okay.
But he is their top goal scorer on loan from Thistle. Apart from that, that's why the signing of Rory McAllister really changed the summer mood of Montrose fans, because that was just such a big and such a surprise as well, the way that came about.
It's one of those things as it goes into offer that if they had a goal scorer, that's a handball. Very cleverly played.
Yeah, he's done well because he's got to win something. He's got his back towards where he wants to go and does well. And
Robertson did take a big hit. I'm not sure exactly if it's his head. I'm going to take our time anyway. But I was going to say, if Montrose had a striker last season, in a few of the games, they absolutely destroyed us. We've never had a natural goal scorer, someone who's going to get that. Missed 8 goals a season.
Yeah, because Alloa actually.
And Webster missed all the games as well, so that was very nice.
And
he's not in the game today.
He's not in the game today either.
Must be a bogey team that gets injured all when he plays us.
He scored a penalty against us in the last game of the season, but by that point we were.
That was Andy just keen on my hand.
Robertson is up. We have that free kick in such a dangerous area. It is O'Donnell territory with that left foot. We'll look to swing it into the box. Swing it right on top of the goalkeeper, no doubt. Although the players' big bodies wait at the penalty spot. O'Donnell does deliver, it's low, it's awkward, it's cleared. Robertson, fresh off that knock, gets there first and clips it back into O'Donnell, but they're on different wavelengths and the danger is averted for the visitors.
Again, I'm probably going to catch that in the replay, but O'Donnell's set pieces have been one of the big reasons for Alloa's increased potency from corners. That one you could pretty much call it a corner. It's into a good area, it's awkward for defenders, you can see it clears the first man, just needs somebody to attack in behind him.
Trying to get in front of it. Good play from Brown, good strength, and he should spread it out. That's O'Donnell just getting his another wee warning for holding the shirt, and it's a poor touch on Devine, and McKinnon latches onto it, looks to slip through Johnson, and between Stanger and Scooble they hoof it out.
Dangerous moment there. That's maybe a wee bit worse than this. That's already back in, that's fine.
Yeah, of course he's not.
Again, maybe a wee bit worse than this. He's just knocked out the park off screen after second replay running.
His last game probably came in the early rounds of the Challenge Cup, I would imagine, for the B side of Motherwell. I actually got sent off against Eastcote Pride in that last game as they got put out. But this will be going into the deep end today. He's won that header well, and it's well cleared by O'Donnell this time with Sean Dillon's effort. Montrose just piling on the pressure.
He's attempting for a defender. And Alloa win the first ball slow at the second. Nicely blocked, I guess. It's a bit of a worry that O'Donnell had his arms up, but it goes by the body, that's fine.
Runner comes in, awkward one to deal with. It's Robertson that does so. Cardine takes it down, gets it back. It's a re-interchange there. Somebody waiting just at the edge of the box. If Cardine looked up, but Dillon fancies the effort, blocked, ambitious.
He just really wants a goal today.
No, Scooble's just caught him on the follow through there. He kick.
Just a good spell from Montrose just as we get to the 20-minute mark.
Yeah, they're moving it about well. Not quite tested Hogarth yet.
Defenders have been doing a good job in front of
It's volleyed forward, but it's just going to come straight back at Alloa. Here's McKeever again with another crack at it. And that's probably what Alloa should do, just calm it down and get some touches of the ball. As they switch over to the left hand side, O'Donnell goes forward to Salmon. Neat 1-2 from Salmon and O'Donnell. Well defended though from Brown, getting a toe in there. O'Donnell not given much time between Brown and McKinnon, but another throw in. Alford shows for it and pops to McKeever instead, knocks it back, shifts it onto his left foot. Still there, but it's well defended. He showed quite a lot of it to Matty Allen, to be fair.
That's the one thing when you're playing on the wing. He's still got a massive amount of pace. Great footwork, sorry, but when he tries that wee knock past and run on it, he's never winning the battles when you've got to make it around somebody like Matty Allen, who's obviously big and strong.
Again on the wrong wavelength. David Devine clips it back into the hands of Montrose. Target's out quickly to put some pressure. Haven't really got possession of it yet, but that's well controlled from Gardyne and zipped out to the right hand side, showing a bit of class there. Allen lofts it to the back post. It's Colley that heads it clear. He had to do so. Gardyne was charging into the box behind them. I just wonder, I've not done my research into this area, I wonder if Kevin Colley and Michael Gardyne played in the same Celtic youth team and they might be former teammates. Probably about the same time frame, I'm thinking.
Again. Who's got research? I don't know what that word. Turn up on a Saturday, watch the football.
O'Donnell stands up well, but Milne wins the throw in, and look at the space there that McKinnon's got.
Sam doing good work again defensively.
Yep, here's McKinnon, whips it in. Hogarth, confident out his line, smothers it into his hands.
I think first time STD's handling. One of his good points of the game, Hogarth is always nice and confident coming to claim it.
Yep, and like you said, rewarded with a Scotland under-21 call-up for the games next weekend. So
I'm not sure if that's his first under-21 cap. I'll need to look that up as well. But
I think he was involved in the 19s. Yeah. I don't think he's been involved in the, certainly not capped by the 21s anyway, because it's been the man in the other goal. It's been the 21s goalkeeper for the recent games. It'll give an opportunity for William Moore against Airdrie next week. And it's nice to have a capable, experienced number 2 ready to step in. Scoogle's got options on his right. Taggart collects it a little bit deeper and central than what he's used to, but
he's just trying to calm things down, keep the ball, which is what we need. We're giving it away too easily. Again, Scoogle's shown in the middle. It's been their first instinct, but O'Donnell tries down the line, just lucky to make it out with the ball.
That's good from Scoogle, good drop of the shoulder, just spins away from right. Scoogle's always an option if you just want to bounce it off and keep the ball moving, and most of the time they're not. He does eventually get it. It's not quite pinpoint. O'Donnell goes to deck. He's got the ball though.
Good challenge.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I think Milne's taken a wee bit of a solo and might have just been the twist on the Astro. McKeever kinda
couldn't get the ball out. You'd see Alford was starting his run.
Yeah. Waddle read it well. He was right out to McKeever on the half turn there. Dillon looking to kickstart an attack of their own. Claims for offside. It's offside. Ball goes long, it is Dillon that wins it, and it's a bit of a missed kick, and Alloa can gain possession.
Just got a horrible sinking feeling. 24 minutes in, it's been really calm stuff.
Yeah,
a couple of half chances, but this is going to be the first one. 0-0. I can feel it.
we know Montrose do like a 0-0. They've had 2 out of their first games have been it. We're looking to kick it into life now. Polly collects it, he's got space to run into it in front of him. Finds Offord, backs into Dillon. Ardine clears, that's a wee shove in the back. You can see what Offord wants to do, you can see how tightly he wants to play to these defenders and hope that he can catch them in the half turn. And he's backing himself, of course, in the foot race, but it's really, really just
nice and positive.
Yeah, it's good to see. Another opportunity from the cross. And the free kick here. O'Donnell delivers, clips it in with the left foot. Experienced Dillon heads it clear. That's an awkward one to deal with, but Taggart does so. Hogarth just anywhere will do at that point. He's out for a throw in at the halfway line. Yeah, Wright wins the header, flick on to Johnson, and he's got in behind.
Big gap there in the centre of the defence. I'm not sure how that managed to happen. Got the break of the ball though, so not bad.
Polly and Taggart wanted it short, is going to go long. McKeever's the target. Dillon wins it again. He's won pretty much everything that's been lofted up towards him.
There's that. Good shout from Montrose because 2 hands on the back from Scott Taggart. But to speak about hands, I suppose it's fair enough because hands all over Offord on that far side. Is that on that far side? Steve's?
Yeah, left back Steve's. You can see the Montrose assistant manager. His name has just escaped the top of my head. Yeah, and his twin,
he's got a very
his
great
brother.
Voice.
Yeah, and his brother used to play for Alloa under Alan Maitland. I've seen him out on the pitch before the game.
Is that another Campbell?
Yeah, that's his brother.
So there's some amount of Campbells because I was at a Crossgates game not that long ago, and he says, "Oh, my dad's." They are both assistant manager, which is Ian Campbell. So I was like, that's another one. They're absolutely everywhere.
Here's Skugel, can he find the delivery? It's a good one.
It's too high for Salmon.
Waddle slipped, but Salmon couldn't quite get what he wanted on it, and Montrose looked to break. It's a good foot there. Interception, and now look at Skugel. Positive.
Alloa bringing a bit of tempo in finally.
Yeah, this is what you're after as Taggart. He's more natural forward, right position. To keep the ball moving. It's going to go all the way through to Alan. I'm glad they were talking to each other because good communication from Devine and Robertson in the end. Alloa keep the pressure on. That's another free kick.
Robertson, plenty of experience, just winning the foul from an absolutely nothing moment in the centre of midfield.
I think that's why the game's been so bitty and there is no tempo in it because these silly fouls are occurring quite regularly. But here's Skugel, they do take it fairly quickly. Alloa finds Salmon, looks to turn his defender, wins the corner well. It's good positive play from Connor Salmon. There's an opportunity from the other side.
Maybe the in-swinger of Kevin Colley.
Yeah, first opportunity from the set piece for someone other than O'Donnell, yeah. Same sort of line-up in the box. Stanger, Salmon, Devine, McKeever all lined up, ready to attack this. It's low to the front post again. It's my pet peeve in football. Still in possession though, the Wasps. Robertson over to Taggart. O'Donnell's on the right hand side as an option. Taggart goes the other way, looking for Salmon in the middle, wins the flick on nobody, gambling off his shoulder. Alloa's success from corners has come from when they put it right on top of the keeper, added a real bit of whip and swing into it. It's funny how they're playing.
I think, but I've said this before about the technique. When you're trying to whip it in, when you're as Kevin Colley heads it wide, as you're trying to whip it in with all that power and pace, sometimes you just get it wrong, and that just ends up with a drilled effort across the box, which is a bit disappointing to see. But it's easily done. So I'll not berate Kevin Colley too much.
30 minutes on the clock. All the other games are 0-0. Dunfermline 0, Falkirk 1, and Peterhead 1, Kelty 0 are the only goals across the division. So probably two surprising results.
Sorry, Falkirk won?
Falkirk are winning at East End Park, and Peterhead are beating Kelty. Still plenty of time to go on both those games.
I think win or die for Peterhead, to be honest, today. Kelly still second bottom. I feel I didn't look. I don't remember the scores last week. Or is bit of arms up there from Dylan on Offord.
Yeah, he's taken a hammering Kieran Offord. He's become a bit of a battering ram, but he's won another free kick in a decent area.
Shout from the sideline.
Yeah.
Sean Dillon, a serial offender apparently.
You like to just pick one defender to pelt there, have you? I think there's probably been a few. But there's Cammy O'Donnell once more. Another free kick in a similar area. That one's clipped into a decent area. It's well defended though from Allen.
Make that header. Stranger in behind looking for his second Alloa goal.
Yeah, read it well, Matty Allen. It's good from Taggart though, and this is probably Alloa's now having their spell. Salmon is offside. Chase. Now Salmon. They go long. There's nothing in that. Here's Kevin Colley. A little change in the shape, not the shape, the personnel within the shape. Colley's gone out to the left wing back position and O'Donnell's slotted into the right. Interesting. We've seen Colley play on the left, we've never really seen O'Donnell play right wing back, so an interesting one. It's probably one of those ones that just seamlessly transition multiple times throughout the game. It's a good idea from McKeever, but too much on it.
Robertson and Steve's having a wee cuddle on that far side. Wouldn't be my first pick for trying to play somebody through there for John Robertson. Don't know how many times he's made that marauding run in his career. I guess it'd be not that many.
They've also swapped the sides of the strikers as well, if that's any significance. Offord now on the left, playing off of Kerr Waddle as opposed to Sean Dillon, and they've got the two Irishmen locked together.
Same outcome though. Dillon just putting enough pressure on. Alloa give the ball away themselves.
Here's Allen. Brown comes inside on his left foot. Lewis Milne whips it over. Gardine now. Back into the centre to Milne. Here's Allen, he's just got Kevin Colley in front of him, cuts it back.
Does he seem confident for putting the cross in there? I'm surprised because it seemed like a natural position for a right footer to charge down that line up against Kevin Colley. He'd have to defend with his weak left foot. They're trying to engage him in a boot race. But he's not up for the one-on-one.
Corner comes in from Montrose, it's deep. It's headed back across the 6-yard box and over the bar from Montrose.
I would have felt really bad about that one because their hands, I'll just put the replay on for you to see, hands up all over the Alloa defender. I think it was Stanger. It would have been divine, fair enough. No, it is Stanger.
Yeah.
Nah, the second down looks not that bad.
It's Matty Wright. You'll think that he should have done better there. That's a big opportunity. Just couldn't get himself over it. One from Brown, putting Alloa defence in an awkward position, but Taggart will just take no risks and launch it forward. Dillon again, getting better of the Alloa front line. It will come back at them though. It's unlucky, it's just not quite trapped by Colley. And then Montrose look to hit Alloa on the break. Milne to Steeves. He whips it in. Brave goalkeeping. Yeah, brave goalkeeping from Hogarth goes down. Smothers it in front of Johnson and immediately goes long. Dillon does miss that one, and this is the chance for Alloa to make it count.
It's another Hogarth signature, launching it 70 yards up the park.
Here's Colley on the right, clips it in. It's not the best one, and it is cleared from Kinnan. Better delivery in that situation.
His body on the line, John Robertson does well.
It's not quite falling for Alloa, it's going to fall in favour of Montrose, and here they come and they're attacking with real intent here. It's Brown, a couple of step overs, shifts it onto his left. Different pages there.
That could have went badly if Stager had knocked it into the path somehow. Just have a little stutter. Just my anxiety levels rising for half a second there in case the equipment goes down. We've never had it yet, but
here's Taggart. Colley back under. They've swapped back over again, the wings. It was a very fleeting tactical change from the manager. Does like the element of surprise, and Dillon just steps out of defence, but it's good from Wofford, dispossesses him back.
And I love it as a youngster. There's a lot of times when they can just sit and wait for the game to come to them. Wofford's nice and involved, getting in and about the Montrose centre halves.
Well done from Skugel, brave, strong. Wins the throw in for the Wasps. Just 5 or so minutes left till half time. Really not much has happened in this first half, I must admit. It's been a bit of a battle.
It's 37, so we've got a wee
okay,
bit.
right, of course, because of the minute silence at the start, I suppose. Yeah.
Sorry.
This is it. This is Salmon. Good turn and flick on from Salmon, but Wofford doesn't get the free kick. To be fair, it's more Salmon that's calling for it as opposed to Wofford. I think it's just experienced defending from Waddle. But that's a loose pass from Montrose, and Salmon latches onto it. Scoogle's there as ever as an option. Out in the left now to Wofford. Scott O'Donnell making the overlap. It's a wee nutmeg, but well covered from Brown.
It's alright making the nutmeg, but you got to collect it on the other side. Yeah. They don't count that way.
Here's Gardine. Steeves. Gardine again. Scoople's the one that gets clearance, and that's strong from Robertson. Geever sends Colley into a foot race. And Waddle just cool as you like, clips it forward. Composed defending from Kerr Waddle. It's a wee bit of loose pass, and it's strong from Skugel, but it's not quite got there. And now Allen driving forward. He's got an option on his left if he sees it. Well tracked back from McKeever. Good defending, and now Alloa can go on the counter-attack. There's not much in front of Offord, but he's just taking it a run himself. Brilliant. He's still got it, Kieran Offord. This is really positive play. Fancies the effort. And it's blocked into the hands of Sinclair. I don't think the Alloa fans mind that. It's positive, it's confident.
Most exciting part of the game for Alloa. It was almost a complete solo effort from Offord. Driving past three players maybe.
Yeah, just couldn't get quite a clean connection of it. Scoogle maybe should have taken that one down. Montrose get back possession once more.
I'm glad to see that Scoogle has not picked up a yellow card for this challenge, because it wasn't the greatest one.
Devine heads it right back out for another throw in. They'll take it quickly, they'll put it down that line. Devine's header is a bit more accurate this time, and strong defending. Body on the line there from Waddle.
No half. Not sure if I'd be diving in and about Salmon's feet like that.
No, I don't think I would either. Footballers have more physicality than sense sometimes. Does the job, I suppose. Devine down the line. Strong again from Waddle. He's fairly putting himself about.
There's 4 minutes of the half to go. Just going to fall asleep at this point.
Yeah,
a succession of throw-ins up this left-hand side. Oh, sorry, Alloa's left side.
Yeah, and it is Allen to whip it in. He does put that one into a decent area. It's flicked on to right.
Completely wrong technique.
Yeah.
I think he is trying to play in Steve's, to be fair.
That's taken down brilliantly from Colley. Look at that turn as well. Really, really good from Colley. We can zip that one out to the left. It's a wee bit of a slice. But Scoogle on his toes as ever. He's alert to every single loose ball, isn't he, Stefan Scoogle? He's such an intelligent player when it comes to stuff like that. And that's over to McKeever. It's fallen in favour. Sinclair's bundled into him.
Oh, sorry, a foul. That should have been a foul. For me, McKeever just jumping in with the goalkeeper.
It's one of those ones though that McKeever's stuck in, like he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, because he can't really do anything, can he? He can't move. No. Alloa come forward once more. It's not the best ball to Salmon. He keeps it in once the throw in. I think McKeever's taking quite a sore one clattering in from Sinclair.
Talking body on the line, that's goalkeepers get all that luck.
Scoogle does well, asking him a lot of himself there, but still chasing it down. Waddle shows good feet and Montrose clear. Robertson heads it back into that area to Scoogle, and he's hauled down by Waddle.
Sort of composite tackle, that one. Big hand up to pull down as his leg curled around and grabbed the ball.
You can see Campbell and even Petrie's off his seat for that one. They're not happy. Campbell turned a different shade of red that I've never seen before with that shouting, but it is a free kick, Alloa, and oh, how sweet it would be if Alloa could take the leads just before the half-time whistle. It's Kevin Collar that's over to take it. Colley to deliver. There's options in the box waiting for him. It's not a bad one, and it's cleared, and there's nobody lurking at the edge of the box. Nobody to smash home that second ball. It's well back from Stanger, and can Scoogle intercept it? Of course he can. Skips past Montrose player, and here's O'Donnell. Game just sparking into life this final couple of minutes. It's offered. Heavy touch though.
I think it was a bit of a slip in there. I'm not quite sure, as it was passed by another Montrose defender, but Offord somehow almost made it through. And Alloa win the ball with a nice strong challenge on guard line. Well, that's Craig Johnson's actually.
Here's Skugel. Good play from Skugel. Offord lets it run across him. That's another free kick, surely. Advantage played. Skugel fits through Salmon. Can he get a touch on it? He can't quite. It's into the hands of Sinclair. So close. That was a deft pass from Skugel. And Salmon just couldn't get his toe on it.
And again, we've not mentioned that. A sensational scoring return so far. 8 goals in 10 games. He's looking for his 9th and 11th today.
Oh, it's good play there from Michael Garden, rouletting it round Skugel. Gets it back. Robertson clears only as far as Steves. It will be Montrose that will have one of the last chances of the half. Comes in. Devine heads it clear only as far as McKinnon. He switches it out to the right. Brown's got space. A couple of step overs. Well defended from O'Donnell. Corner kick as we approach the end of the half.
It's going to be interesting to see how much Montrose throw forward.
Yeah.
Because it's a poison challenge. If you give a team cross in, Hogarth collects it, you know he's going to launch it 70 yards.
45 on the clock. Last chance of the half, you would imagine. Alloa have opted for the one ball system, so we're just getting it from the far side. Corner will be taken from Lewis Milne. Eventually we'll get the ball into the box. Gets caught under danger, but it's cleared, and the referee Alan Muir blows for half time. It's Alloa Athletic 0, Montrose 0. Quite a battle out there. It has had some more high tempo moments, but really a game that's been starved of big opportunities. Probably the two that you would highlight would be Matty Wright's header and Connor Salmon there at the end, just not quite getting his toe on it. But apart from that, it's been a fairly even game with little chances for either front line.
I think that's probably the best way to sum it up. I don't know, would there be anything you want to change, Kieran? For me, I'd like to see Stefan Skugel get into the pocket, get him further forward. At the minute, McKeever's been a bit of a non-entity. Maybe the best things he's done has probably been going backwards. So that's the only thing that I'm looking at.
Yeah, I think you'd want.
Out to me.
I think you'd want Skugel more involved. You could see he was the one that was lively. He was the one that was driving the play forward. So any formation that's going to bring a little bit more out in him would be better. There's plenty of options on the bench. Rodden, Murray Miller as well could slot into more of a midfield to allow Skugel to come forward. You've got Luke Donnelly as well, Adam King, plenty of options, but it'll be interesting to see how they get on, because like you say, if we go long, Sean Dillon and Kerr Waddle are just going to eat that up all day long.
Yeah. Anyway,
we'll leave you with, if we can fill the highlights for 15 minutes, we'll leave you with the loop of that.
And certainly drive you mad, because there's not many.
And be back for coverage of the second half soon.
These are the latest scores in Scottish football for this afternoon.
Welcome back to coverage of the second half. We are back. It is Alloa Athletic 0, Montrose 0. Doesn't seem to be any changes at the break. It's as you were. But hopefully there's a change of tempo and a change of excitement for the second half, as we are the only game in this division without a goal, so hopefully we're not behind that for too long.
It's one that really tightens up the league again. South bring themselves into the mix, and of course here Jones would go level on points if scores remain the same. So just missed the second half by a wee second.
That's brilliant from Skugel, and he's won the foul as well. Surely to goodness. No, not quite. I think he can find himself hard done by, and Taggart's just taking the frustration of what Skugel should have had. And we quite like that though. Taggart bars into Garden, he runs away, Garden gets up, free kick, we get on with it. No messing about. Steve's now. Milne. Milne again. Looks to cut it back. Corner kick for Montrose. Lewis Milne with the free kick on the near side. Comes in right on top of Hogarth. He collects it well though and will look to distribute it as quick as ever.
This one, I think Montrose have got the number on it this time.
Go forward looking for Johnson. He backs into Stanger. Stanger defends it well and Alloa get back possession. Offered, great touch from Offered. McKeever just rushes it a little bit. He had a lot more time than he thought.
Just a bit of wishful thinking, knocking that ball on before it's ready.
There was no changes at the break. Does that surprise you? There was a couple of things that he could maybe have done. He's obviously got Church to bring on. That could free up O'Donnell to come into the midfield. Scougal could go a bit forward. He's got attacking options in Rodden and Donnelly, or he could bring on, you know, someone in the midfield, Miller and King. There's so much he can do, but as of yet, it's as you were.
Triple substitution: Donnelly, Rodden, Buchanan. Just let's throw as many strikers on. That was the mentality last week.
I don't think it will take him long if the game continues in the same vein as it did the first half.
But I would not get into the mind of Brian Rice over who to bring on, because he's no traditional anyway.
No.
He just sees it. I'll just do this. We'll see how it goes. He wants to affect the game. Doesn't matter if it's no necessarily the most logical thing looking to us.
Johnson just strayed a little bit offside there. Goes long, it's a trailing leg of Salmon. I'm not quite sure how he connected with that, but it is a Montrose throw in. Montrose just beginning the second half the same way as they did the first half. Limiting Alloa, but really not getting much flow themselves either. Stanger knocks out for a throw in and the visitors gain some yards with their shies.
Just like we said, just the same vein of a very bitty game. It's knocked up and down this line. Neither team making much progress up the park.
Salmon.
Just so awkward, both teams.
McKinnon shows good feet, good strength, knocks it back into Gardyne. He goes inside for Milne. Milne kind of runs into a crowd of Alloa players. He does very well to get out of it. Nutmegs Colley, cuts it back. Stanger gets the foot on it. Still there. Steves eventually crowded out from Alloa. Not very well cleared. McKeever's got to get there first.
It's just breaking every time for Montrose.
Robertson clears it again. Falls in favour of a pink shirt.
I think Taggart had the opportunity to hoof it clear. Nice catching practice there for Hogarth in the end.
And he sends O'Donnell out on this left hand side. It's a poor pass from O'Donnell and invites the pressure back on her. But Allen doesn't really want to go forward with it. I think that's probably an opportunity wasted. Alloa were a little bit out of shape. Still got it. Milne goes back. Salmon will chase Dillon down. Gives Alloa the opportunity to step out a yard or two in defence as well.
That's a difficult one for Kevin Colley. He make that 30-40 yard run to who's doing the right back. Good flick on up against Taggart as well.
Right does well. Gardyne back into right. Montrose moving it about nicely. Nice turn from Gardyne. He's twisting and turning and weaving. Showing good strength as well. Skugel.
Brilliant.
Oh, and that's a bad one there from Michael Gardine. I think
it's going to be a yellow.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a yellow card for Michael Gardine. I think he's just showing a little bit too much over exuberance there with the tackle. Brian Rice is not happy with it anyway. You can see him and Midge Gardine going to and fro. I think he's lucky.
He's very, very lucky.
I think he's lucky.
I mean, as the spectacle goes, I like to see 11v11, and obviously it's not going to cause any injury to Stanger. He looks pretty happy after it, but it's not a nice tackle. And I don't know what Stuart Petrie he's getting a talking to for the referee.
I know, if I was him, I'd just keep my mouth shut and hope the referee forgets that just happened.
Exactly. A horrible, horrible challenge. When you see the replay, it just looks a lot worse as well.
Hopefully a challenge that can kick some life into it. It was funny against Clyde away. It was Bradley Rodden that put in a poor challenge, and Alloa automatically got a lot better as Coley fights the effort. Asks the question of Sinclair. It's a comfortable save in the end, but Alloa get forward and make the keeper work.
Almost out of nothing there. Just the big ball up to Salmon, flick on. Awkward volley from Coley. That's an awkward one for a goalkeeper. A good hand to it by Sinclair.
Yeah, good Sinclair gets a hand to it to clear it. It's launched forward. Taggart's wins it though. Good strength from Devine. And Alloa come forward. It's a little bit loose though. Steves intercepts it, and then Montrose look to hit. And on the break, McKeever's chasing it down. Robertson's over as well. Still got it though. Brown. Here's Gardine. Montrose throw in.
That was a new one. Google Assistant activating, and that stops our control of the camera.
I know, I don't think you've got much chance of getting up to your camera today either, so.
Oh, yeah, very, very true.
Steves. Oh, and that's a bit of it's an accidental knock of heads between Skugel and Brown. There's a free kick from Montrose. Equally, both players are alright. But that's a dangerous position. Lewis Milne and Michael Gardine standing over it. Milne delivers to the back post, headed away from Alloa, and now Salmon can collect it. Hooks it clear, asking Offord to hold it up. It's just
pushing the back, yeah,
it's a free kick.
That's going to be frustrating when you see it as a defender. Obviously, he didn't want Offord to hold it up, and he's almost become a signature attempt in this. He's always doing that 180 and turning. They've stopped that, but gives Alloa 60 yards here, because you imagine they're going to launch it for Salmon again. They almost got Kevin Cawley in for the opener.
Devine does so, puts it forward. Salmon is the target, wins the flick on well. He's offside. So frustrating. I think they're just having a wee spat between the two of them, but it's just, again, disrupts the flow of the game, sucks any life or tempo that might be edging into it out of.
Well, there's been nothing in it.
Nah, I know. I'm clinging on for something here, but it's waiting for its moment.
This is what happens when you say that Alloa have been involved in the second most goals in the league so far.
You can see why Montrose have conceded so few in the league. They're very stubborn at the back. Salmon chasing down Dillon. Good from corner. Salmon's strength and pace. And that's absolutely ridiculous from Sean Dillon.
If that's not yellow, that's ridiculous.
And the fact that he's got the cheek to try and contest it. It's turned into more of a rugby tackle, that.
The grin on Connor Salmon's face as well.
Friendly foes for the day anyway. Salmon does well, gets us up the park. Opportunity from O'Donnell. Left foot delivers, decent ball, and it's right in! It's George Stanger with his second goal in Alloa colours. 2 in 2 games, and Alloa break the deadlock. Fantastic ball in from Cammy O'Donnell, hit with such venom. And George Stanger gets the flick on past Ross Sinclair. And this game was needing an injection of life, and our man from New Zealand has given it.
Know if I got that on the replay. Yeah, that's right. Whew. A lot of things to do, but brilliant ball in again. This is what we're seeing for O'Donnell. His set pieces, the deliveries have been brilliant, and Montrose going to sleep. They've left us with a sitter.
The Alloa goal in 56 minutes, number 14, George Stanger.
It's like the buses, isn't it? You wait for these things to happen, then you get 2 in a row. Good from Stanger though. It's nice when your defenders can chip in, especially when you've got 7 or 8 strikers that also want to chip in.
Now, I think it's going to be interesting. Is this going to spur us into the game? We have got a little habit forming that we seem to drop out the games after scoring. No,
yeah.
Normally it's after 5 or 7 minutes, right enough, but probably put a bit of grip on this game for a change. Certainly, that's a big question in Montrose. They're going to leave the gaps open now, and you imagine guys like Salmon and Offer, they're going to revel in it.
Well, that's it. That's exactly what it does. It invites Montrose to come on to us a little bit more, commit that extra man forward. Just over half an hour to play, plenty of time in this game yet. But despite not being, the second half hasn't been filled with much quality either. It's good that Alloa can get their noses in front on the hour. It was always going to take something like that from a set piece or something to break the deadlock in this game.
But again, I've got to talk up Connor Salmon. Just the physicality of him.
Yeah.
He's been something else this season in his goal scoring, but just he's such a great outlet.
It's good from school, tenacious as well. Yeah.
And I wonder how much longer Connor Salmon will be playing, because certainly this season seems absolutely at the races. Brilliant.
Yeah, that will probably get forgotten about in the stats when you think about that goal, but it's his pace and his battling with Sean Dillon that gets Alloa that opportunity. Montrose with possession on the right hand side with the right back Allen. Cross comes in. Danger does well. McKeever hooks it high. Salmon just gets the better of Dillon again. Not quite, and Offer just puts his back into him. They're relishing it though. He's smiling
it's given
away.
us a bit of entertainment in this game because it direly needed it.
Yeah, there's definitely a battle out there. Remember a couple of seasons ago we spoke about boxing matches on Sean Dillon and Connor Salmon. Get the pay-per-view on that.
Yeah, Connor Salmon's definitely on my list of guys I wouldn't want to fight with. he's a big lovely guy as well.
I know, exactly. He wouldn't harm a fly, but it's just yeah, he's definitely a physical presence up front. Goes down to Johnson in the corner there. Rolling it out, looking for half a yard. Milne as well to evade the pressure from Robertson. Cross will come in, it's a decent looking one, but Wright's header's over the bar, and Brian Rice flags to get his first substitution ready. It'll be Luke Donnelly, and you would imagine that'll be a straight swap for McKeever, potentially offered as well. I'm not too sure. It's either going to be one of those. My guess would be McKeever, but we'll see. You know he does quite like McKeever's work rate.
Again, I can't get into the mind of Brian Rice because it could be either. I'd like to see more of Offord, but he's not been in it as much in the second half.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. The ball's bobbling about, falls in favour of Montrose,
good.
but Hogarth's off his line quickly, beats McKinnon to it, and he's on top of the ball.
Gap was open there for Montrose. Hogarth showing how good a goalkeeper he is. He's line quickly.
Brilliant, knocks it out for a throw in. Substitution we'll just wait for just now. Over to Colley. Good play from Colley, skipping past the pressure. Still going, Kevin Colley. He's got options there with him. Skugel out on the left to O'Donnell. Yeah, he's got to keep it going.
That's what I'm worried about.
Goes out wide. Looks to kind of twist his way out. It's gone in favour of Montrose. And it's going to be a triple substitution for Montrose, as well as Alloa's one change. So on for Montrose comes Adam Hutchinson, Martin Rennie and Blair Lyons. Off goes Craig Johnson, Sean Dillon and I think it might be Matty Wright as well. He's gone off on the far side there. And off comes Connor Salmon for Alloa.
To be fair, I think now thinking back on it, Connor Salmon's usually the first to go. McKeever tends to play the entire game, but it's been a fantastic battle. Well done to Connor Salmon.
And it's a total changed front line for Montrose as well, with the introduction of Martin Rennie, and I assume Blair Lyons will play on the wing, he normally does. And if Michael Gardine will push a little bit further forward.
Maybe more of a 4-3-3 now as opposed to
it looks like it.
Straight 4-4-2 that they had earlier.
Looks like it. And Donnelly comes on, another one in the Under Armour. Just put an asterisk next to his name.
These soft boys, you're not running hard enough if you've got the Under Armour on in the middle of September.
Ball launch forward. It's interesting that Donnelly's actually the one that's going to play in behind the front two, and McKeever's going to go and play a more natural striker role.
I think that is
It's awkward to deal with. It's going to be into the hands of Hogarth.
Big shout for a penalty. Alloa certainly opened up by that dodgy head. I think it was Taggart who got the original one. We've got away with one as we knock it out for the injury.
Yeah, just going to be a little bit of treatment there for Blair Lyons. As you get a replay on that. Yeah, it's an awkward one.
It's one that Devine, he's got to win it. Just very passive as the ball comes back to Hogarth and we get back underway.
Here's the goal scorer Stanger. Goes forward looking for Offord. Donnelly's first involvement is to win the header, and Offord's got in behind, and it's a strong challenge there from Hutchison, but Offord's still holding it up well. Can he win anything in that corner? No.
Yeah, difficult one to make it out of the rest of two Montrose defenders, sorry. Again, I wonder if he'd just opened up the taps and driven for the byline, if that would have been a better option.
Looks like Bradley Rodden will be joining us soon. Might be one of Offord's last real involvements. Donnelly does well, gets in front of it. This game has become quite feisty. Taggart will look to hook it down the line for Donnelly. And his flick on well, but it's just actually.
And again, he's another player who slots well into that role because he's a big tall boy, Donnelly.
Yeah, but good feet as well.
Yeah, I don't know how he'll do if someone tries to get close to him and do the physical battle, but just now he's slotting in well in the pockets. There again.
Yeah, it's come through. Good from Offord to bring Robertson into it, and Robertson looks to clip Offord in behind. Polly will pick up that second ball, does well. Finds McKeever, gets it back, it's not quite hit with enough pace. Stanger gets your hands down. Yeah, he had his hands round his chest. He didn't need to as well because he was, his feet were doing the work there. But the quick free kick will be stopped and Bradley Rodden will be. Oh, no, they don't listen to their linesmen clearly. Mike must be broken. He had his flag up ready for the sub.
Oh, never referee. That was a fantastic challenge.
He says he's gone in. He says he's led with the elbow and he's getting a yellow card. I think it's more for the descent, but we'll see the replay here before we make a judgment on it. But does he lead with the elbow? Maybe. But
I suppose I'll give him it.
It's frustrating because Brian Rice is ready to make a substitution. His linesman's flagged for it, and the referees just let Montrose take the free kick, put us under the pressure, and now we've got to play from it.
It's always, you never want to bring on a substitution for this defender.
No,
it just messes everything up.
Exactly.
It's the first touches of the game.
So now the substitution is delayed. Comes in. Donnelly's the one that gets his head back in the area. It's Donnelly once more. Skuggle. Danger's up. Robertson's up.
Plenty of space out there on that left hand side, just as the ball tried to get wide.
It's good feet from O'Donnell, skipping past, and look at the space that's opened up. Donnelly can drive forward. He's got Colley for company on the right hand side. It's quite slack from Donnelly though. Ryan Rice will eventually get his substitute on. You see the frustration.
I'm not giving you the ball back till we make a sub. You're not for it.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. It's been a hard shift up against some pretty experienced centre halves today. Kieran Offord. He's put his body about well. Now we'll give Bradley Rodden 20 minutes to cause some havoc. He's been in fine goal scoring form as well. 4 goals in 6 appearances, and most of those appearances, or a lot of those appearances, have been substitutions. Exactly.
So his goal there, 90, is quite ridiculous. I forget what it was though. I think it was. There is a chime button. I think he's possibly hit that chime.
Oh, Rodden's hold down. It's gone in favour of Montrose, and you can see the manager having a wee chuckle away at that as well. I don't understand if you're the one that's
if you're in on goal, you're not rolling the guy over your back.
No, exactly. He's the one that's leaning into his back.
Here's the replay anyway.
It's Rodden that's between the defender and the ball.
Oh, that is 100%. Rodden gets the perfect side. Defender over the top of him. How it goes the other way, I'm not quite sure.
Here's Andrew Steeves. Goes forward. Stanger wins his header. Scardine, it's come off the knee of Polly. Throw in down the line for Gardine. Taggart's over, reads it well, sees it.
Shields it. Perfect. That's what I say. As a captain, he's not feeling any extra pressure. He's just giving that nice, consistent performance that he always does. Fantastic Alloa serving.
20 minutes to go. Alloa currently lead a 1-0. Still plenty left to be said in this game as Taggart and Garden go for it. They both miss it, and Colley efforts blocked out by McKinnon. Taggart will go down the line with the shite, or maybe not. McKeever flicks it on, and well read from Waddle. That's a good wee flick on as Devine just cannons it off the face of Rennie. Hogarth will take his time to collect it. That's good from Donnelly. He's wanting the back off of the captain. Probably does well to find Robertson coming forward. Here's McKeever. This is good from Alloa. They're finding the spaces in such a compact Montrose defence. That's blocked. Rodden's alert to it. Rodden knocks it back to O'Donnell. His cross into the box is straight to the Montrose defence, but it was a good chance and it's just slipped there.
Very impressed with Donnelly's contribution so far. Just the positions he takes up, the intelligence that he showed, it's fantastic. Always getting in those positions, getting those wee knockdowns.
Yeah, it opens the play up for everyone else, doesn't it? Gives them a lot more freedom to find areas of space as well.
Andy, you can leave them up a little bit. Get Hutchie up as well.
I was touting Scoogle for that role, but at the minute Donnelly's doing it perfectly.
Scoogle does well to win that back, and now Scoogle's driving at the penalty box, finds Colley. Colley might fancy the effort, it's always sailing over the bar. Entitled to go for it, but not quite vintage Kevin Colley that we're used to.
Well done, one for Scoogle, driving in, nice and positive. What's the shot? Left a little to be desired. I suppose it's in keeping with the manner of this game.
Yeah, exactly. Devine, no nonsense.
It's not the greatest clearance though.
No.
Well headed.
Waddle's out and beats Rodden to it. Rodden will use his pace to chase it down, but it's good feet there from Allen. Goes forward. O'Donnell has got to hold on to it. Brilliant feet from O'Donnell. He's skipped past and wheeled past three of them.
Well.
And that's a poor challenge from Blair Lyons. Good play under pressure there from Cammy O'Donnell. Seeing Scoogle having a wee stretch, just.
That's exactly what I'd pinpointed on as well. Just never wanted to see any these injuries that he's been picking up.
Yeah,
any wee hint of that, I think.
You can see the manager just asking for a thumbs up from Scoogle. Just coming back from an injury, you want to make sure that he's fully fit, especially when you've got the options on the bench.
And I'm going to say McKeever won that. He couldn't have hit it to an Alloa man, but
Still on though. Robertson does well. Just looking to clip it forward, but headed away from Montrose, and Taggart's just been caught under it, but Stanger's over. Does it well, and look at that for feet. Leaves Rennie on his heels.
beat the camera as well. I thought he was going down the line. Pushed out in the park now though.
There's a throw, and we don't want to invite too much of pressure onto us. Don't want to drop too deep in this final 15 minutes. It's a long time to defend a one-goal lead. Good strength from Taggart. Donnelly flicks his one on. It's
just a game of head tennis at this point, isn't it?
And Gardyne doesn't keep it. Go in for Alloa at the halfway line as the clock ticks down into the final 15.
Has Hogarth had a save to make so far?
No.
I think this is how we're going to be in this game. Alloa just going to see if they can nick something, but I don't back Montrose to make anything. They've struggled so far. Couple of half chances.
That's really good from Donnelly. It's unlucky because it's always so satisfying, those outside of the boot passes.
Rodney just... You've got to get that half a yard to signal to the player making the pass that you're going to make the run. It's made the run too early. You're in the greatest position to start that as well.
Good feet from Robertson. And looks to go forward. Lions. Crowded area, but yeah, brilliant feet, enjoying himself there. And McKeever's got some space on the left. If he can skip past, it's defended well from Allen. Tired Ross McKeever there, I think. Go long. Taggart reads it well. Gardine looks to show his strength. Oh, look at that from Taggart, cultured as ever.
He's unlucky that he smacked it.
I know.
Off with goalie.
Off of an area that you don't want the ball to cannon off of.
Can't let O'Donnell have all the fun.
But yeah, confident and composed Alloa defence, especially with the harrying that's going on from Montrose. But it's a decent throw in there, and Milne picks it up. Steve's going to find a half yard to get across in. Here's Milne, lofted in. Devine misses it. Lyons goes for the overhead kick, and that is quite simply sensational. It's caught Hogarth out, but take nothing away from the finish from Blair Lyons. Acrobatic overhead kick, loops over the goalkeeper, and Montrose are level.
Well, it would take something special. Montrose made a massive amount. Just as we see the replay. Devine in the middle. Getting wiped out. Maybe this is when you see O'Donnell as a left back that maybe needs a bit more defensive work, need to get a bit tighter.
That's some finish though from Blair Lyons. I mean, you can pick
one
up
of the most awkward ones for a goalkeeper though, when it loops over your head like that.
I think there is areas in that defence between Devine and O'Donnell that you will look at to improve, but he's pulled that one off. It's, it's just caught it so sweetly. It is awkward for Hogarth to deal with.
I was just thinking about the other games between Montrose. Obviously, the first one we robbed them last season, 2-0 win. They were all over us at Queen's Park. And obviously, in the final one, we ran away with it. Apart from that, they were so heavily contested as this game has been. And I was thinking back to the one Barry Ferguson 2-0 up. We conceded 2 late goals. Well, is it going to be 2 late goals here? As Hogarth can't claim that one.
Rodden wins his flick on well, but Allen's over to cover for it.
There's hope for you if you put over 2.5 goals in this game.
Yeah,
Suddenly.
There is that. It has sparked into life the second half of the second half, as Mark Watley prepares to come on, as well as Paul Watson. A couple of experienced heads for Montrose in the midfield. Off go Adam McKinnon and Jake Brown.
Attacking changes.
No,
when Paul Watson them.
You can see the kind of intent to shore up the midfield a little bit.
Fresh legs for the last 10 minutes, and hope that the forward players can do the business.
Colley wins the flick on well. Rodden comes out. If he's going to come back, he's got to win it. He does so.
It's come off like a bullet off his chest there. Squigo can't get it under control either.
It's good from O'Donnell though. Can Alloa carve open an attack? It's a good positive pass, and that's brilliant intelligence from McKeever. Donnelly driving forward. It's slack. It's slack from Donnelly. I think if he even waited another half a second, he would have had options on his right. And here's Blair Lyons. Can he make it double trouble? Clips it to the back post. Taggart does excellently to flick that away, but still on though with Watson. Corner kick. I wonder if Brian Rice will be looking for his bench for one last kind of substitution. Adam King would be a name that might fancy himself in this game, just in that pocket.
Skugel doing the ominous stretches on the halfway line.
Corner comes in, Hogarth takes it well, and now you can look to launch it forward. It's Skugel that's going to have to battle. Skugel wins his flick on well, and here's Rodden. Just can't quite get his touch. And I think Skugel's. He keeps kind of gesturing to the manager and giving him the thumbs up, and then he turns around and he holds that hamstring or that calf and gives it a good stretch. I think, you know, we had the lesson last time when we brought him back a little bit too quickly, and just, yeah, you don't want to be taking any risks of a player of that importance. And I think he's maybe just gesturing that his afternoon might be over. Yeah, Skugel is going to end his afternoon, and it's a sorry sight. It's something that we'd never like to see. But it's 82 minutes just about on the clock, and Skugel back down with what might be the same injury. We're not too sure, but it must be so frustrating for everyone involved.
He's one to push his sellers.
Yeah.
It's one of these things. Just ease yourself back into the games. 60 minutes, 70 minutes. See yourself. I've made enough in this game, and Adam King.
It's probably
comes on.
Adam King and Stephen Buchanan as well.
Yeah.
He's probably taken confidence from the St Johnstone game, and he's played really well and played quite a long time. But
again,
it's the tempo.
60 minutes, just before 60 minutes again.
Yeah, I suppose, and the tempo of coming into this game as opposed to, you know, a possessional sort of friendly affair. But he's played really well, Stefan Skugel, today. You can see how much better Alloa are when they have him involved.
I think one for one as well. Kevin Colley might be going off. Yep.
Colley off, and Skugel off, King on, and Buchanan on. And hopefully he's just nipped it in the bud just in time. That it's not going to really affect. We've obviously got the cup game on Friday night, so you might see a few players rested for that one anyway.
I would
and then
highly expect that.
Hopefully good to go for the league action in a couple of weeks. McKeever flicks it on, Rodden. That's got to be onside. He's looking along the line, there's no pressure on him, it's just frustrating.
And number 7, Kevin Colley, replaced by number 16, Adam King, and number 19, Stephen.
Has Buchanan gone into right wing back?
Yeah.
I suppose he plays right wing for the under-20s, so it's just maybe a wee bit more defensive than what he's used to. As Montrose come forward, Paul Watson's there, fancies it on the left foot, into the hands of Hogarth.
Wee heart in my mouth moment.
Yeah, we've seen Watson do it before. We know he doesn't do it too often, but he has done it in the past, and that ball somehow stays in. Hogarth goes long, looking for Rodden. Devine wins his header, but it's out for the throw in. Alloa nip in front in back possession, they do so. Just down on the ball a wee bit too much, King.
Get the ball moving.
Yeah, it's good feet there from Hutchinson. It is
so much on the line.
Yeah, Alloa's throw.
I'm imagining it. Did Martin Rennie not go on loan?
He's definitely on the park. So.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. Was he not got away on loan somewhere? Maybe there's another Rennie kicking about. I'm almost sure it was Berwick Rangers.
It's poor from Alloa. They give back possession once more, and now Montrose can come forward. No, you are right. August the 1st. 2022 he went out on loan to Berwick Rangers, but he is back in the Montrose colours. Maybe just with the suspension of McAllister they've brought him back. It's not something, there's no date on it, but you are right. It's McKeever on the left, clips it into the box. It's just a little bit too long, too much on it from Ross McKeever.
Maybe a lack of anticipation for Rodden there. Maybe been too keen that was a big opportunity. I'd like to have seen him try to get his head on it. He plays himself very well, and as soon as he realised it was a few yards over his head, wasn't interested. He's commanding header for Devine.
King looks to get in Rodden. This is a massive opportunity for Bradley Rodden. And it's in the back of the net! It's found the bottom corner, and Rodden might have just won this game for Alloa. He's become a bit of a super sub. He's on absolutely scintillating goal scoring form, and with 87 minutes on the clock, his shot trickles into the bottom corner.
Let me just update the score.
That's all he needs. He just needs a sniff. And it's his 5th goal in the league.
Here's the replay, Kieran. Again, brilliant header
from Devine. And that's a
just
fantastic ball.
First time ball through. And we say natural finisher, finds the bottom corner. Perfect stuff.
I think there's something maybe happened in the dugout during the aftermath of that goal. Ryan Rice is not happy anyway. Robert Wilson's right out, but doesn't matter. Alloa get the lead. And I think when I said it trickled in, I think I've maybe given him a disservice. That was so placed perfectly into the bottom corner, just in case Rodden Senior's on or anything like that.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. And again, I can't believe how different the narrative is from now to the beginning of the season. We said to ourselves, who was going to score the goals for Alloa? Well, there's 5 goals in 7 appearances for Bradley Rodden.
Still plenty of defending to do, but Robertson's the one that clears it.
Can anyone survive the Alloa attack? That's my new rallying cry. I was in the Falkirk thread from Pam Bovril a few days ago, or last week anyway. I said, if it's a nice open game, we will outscore you. This has not been a nice open game. This has been a tight, hot, contested affair.
And it's floated up, and it's brave goalkeeping from Hogarth. And he holds it as well.
Body on the line, jumping up, taking that. Nice bravery. He'll take his time.
Goes long. And that's exactly what Alloa would have wanted. Hutchinson's clearances into the corner flag.
It's a shame we've not got Salmon on at this point, because this would be just get him in the corner, holding the ball up. 1 minute of normal time remaining.
O'Donnell to Donnelly.
Donnelly can do it. I've actually a flashback years ago when Jack Ross's side, I've got him down on the opposite side where the hospitality is in the corner, but I flash back to the memory of him being right in the corner and doing his wee tricks. Trying to hold the game back then. He's the man who I would probably put on it this time as well. Hold it up there though.
Buchanan, he's got to get there, he does. It's falling in favour though, and Rodden can chase down Waddle. Montrose have only conceded 2 goals all season.
Doubled today.
Doubled by Brian Rice's chaos ball. And Sinclair has just hooked that one out for an Alloa throw in, which they'll take their time over, no doubt. 90 minutes on the clock. There'll be a couple of minutes added on, I'm sure.
Can he handle the pressure?
Rodden down the line.
Brilliant.
I don't think Donnelly's going to quite get there, but they'll chase Sinclair down again. Taggart battles well. It's going to fall in favour of Milne though, and this is still alive. He's just got to take him down.
Take the yellow.
Yeah.
That'll do. Not even a yellow. Perfect. Good foul. And Stuart Petrie is of the same thought as me. That should have been a yellow card.
Yeah, it should have been. But I don't think they really care. They just want this game started. And it's Matty Allen on the right hand side. Lions, good from Donnelly. From Devine, sorry. Last chance saloon for the visitors. McKeever's got to close him down. Cross still not come in. Here's Lewis Milne. They're looking to pass their way in. Can Devine see this out? Devine does well, clears it, and now Alloa can go for the sucker punch. Has McKeever got the legs or the... Oh, brilliant from McKeever. That's exactly what you want. Waits for it, hooks down, and Alloa are seconds away from a massive victory.
And somehow looking on that far side for Lions as well. McKeever, you could see it. He did not want to take that run on.
Nah. You could, yeah, and you can see it was maybe just more of a frustration of a challenge as well. 2 minutes on the clock.
Dinked into the corner. Say 4, Luke Donnelly.
Yeah, he'll hold it up well. Good feet from Donnelly. He's so awkward to get around, and it's a beautiful back heel. And look at that from Alloa. A little bit of inexperience there from O'Donnell, and Taggart just hooks him down. And he's lucky because that probably should have been a yellow card 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So Taggart's a lucky boy. We won't dwell upon it too much. But that's probably 2 yellow card offences there. Stanger's up, wins it well. Devine heads it away. Taggart heads it away again. Donnelly gets his head on it. It's backs to the wall stuff from Alloa at the moment. Steeves delivers away from Devine, only as far as Hutchison. And he's out for a throw in. The referee's looked at his watch. He must be playing another minute.
Must be in the dying breaths of this game. And I will say as well, surely I'm not going to concede. Surely no.
Stanger heads it away. There's Lyons. Oh, and it's poor from Lyons.
Now he's ready.
Now it's Ross McKeever. Can he reward himself with a goal? Ross McKeever! Oh, it's a save from Sinclair. He makes himself big. And Buchanan just holds down the goalkeeper. And look at the keeper's reacted to it as well. And you think Buchanan's have a wee chuckle to himself. It's a yellow card for Buchanan.
Slow the game down. We're up to another minute, but
what
an
opportunity for McKeever. We talked about his asset to the team isn't his goal scoring ability. And that's probably why. 1-on-1, just needed to clip it over him. This normally should be the other way around. Ross McKeever slipping in Rodden. Hopefully doesn't come back to make Alloa rue that chance. It's flicked on from Watson. O'Donnell's been caught out by Gardyne, and it's Paul Watson. And he somehow missed it. He sliced it wide. What an opportunity for Paul Watson. Heart in the mouth moment. Everyone was off their seats for all sorts of reasons. And somehow he's put that one wide.
Route 1 stuff again.
And the referee blows for full time. It's an incredible, massive victory for Alloa. They beat Montrose 2-1. Wasn't much to report about for the opening hour or so of this game until George Stanger got Alloa ahead from a Cameo O'Donnell free kick. Blair Lyons then equalised for the Mo with 12 minutes to go in acrobatic overhead kick fashion. And then the last 5 minutes just really seemed to spark into life even more. Brad